What if I told you that the one thing most dog owners believe about kennel cough is completely wrong? What if the very thing you do to protect your dog might be leaving them vulnerable in ways you never imagined? As a veterinarian with over 15 years of experience, I see the sheer panic that washes over owners' faces when they hear that harsh, hacking cough erupt from their beloved companion for the first time. It's a sound that cuts right through you, a dry, persistent honk that sounds as if something is stuck in their throat. Your mind immediately jumps to the worst case scenarios. You think of a crowded kennel, a bustling dog park, or that adorable new puppy you just brought home from the shelter. But the biggest, most pervasive myth surrounding this illness is not about where it comes from, but what it actually is, and more importantly, how you can truly help your dog overcome it, not just temporarily suppress the symptoms. The common approach, the one that many vets are trained to follow, often misses the root cause entirely, leading to a frustrating cycle of recurring infections, endless vet visits, and a growing sense of despair for both you and your dog. It's a reality I have seen play out far too often in my practice, a cycle of sickness and medication that fails to build true lasting health. And it's a cycle that we are going to break for good, starting today. I recently had a client, a wonderful and dedicated woman named Sarah, who was at her absolute wit's end. Her bright, incredibly energetic border collie, Finn, a dog whose zest for life was infectious, had developed a persistent dry cough that simply would not go away. Sarah had done everything right by the book, or so she thought. Finn was meticulously cared for, up to date on all his vaccinations, including the intranasal vaccine for kennel cough. She was cautious, avoiding overly crowded dog parks during peak hours, and was incredibly diligent about his overall health and well-being. Yet here he was, plagued by a cough for weeks on end. Before she came to my clinic, she had already been to two other veterinarians. They had prescribed multiple rounds of different antibiotics and strong cough suppressants. Each time the cough would seem to get a little better, the hacking would lessen, and a glimmer of hope would appear. But just as she thought they were finally in the clear, the cough would come roaring back, sometimes with even more intensity than before. Sarah was feeling utterly helpless, watching her once vibrant and joyful dog become lethargic, miserable, and withdrawn. She confessed to me, with tears in her eyes, that she felt like she was failing him, that despite all her love and effort, she was watching him suffer and couldn't do anything to stop it. In this video, I am going to walk you through the exact same comprehensive 5-step protocol that I shared with Sarah. This is a protocol that doesn't just aim to silence the cough, but to fundamentally address the underlying weakness that allowed the illness to take hold in the first place. By the end of this video, you will not only understand the number one myth about kennel cough, but you will also be empowered with the knowledge and the practical tools to build a foundation of unshakable health for your dog. A foundation that is far stronger and more resilient than any vaccine or medication could ever provide on its own. To truly understand how to effectively combat kennel cough, we first need to completely dismantle the myth that it is a single, straightforward disease caused by a single germ. This is, without a doubt, the most critical misunderstanding that leads so many well-intentioned owners and even veterinarians down the wrong path toward ineffective symptom-based treatment. Kennel cough isn't a specific entity. Instead, it's a condition, a syndrome, more accurately termed infectious tracheobronchitis, which is simply the medical way of saying an inflammation of the windpipe, trachea, and the primary airways, bronchi. Think of it less like a specific identifiable enemy and more like a riot breaking out in a city. A riot can be started by any number of different agitators, and it can have many different participants all contributing to the chaos. The main culprit that is most often pointed out, the one that gets all the media attention, is a bacterium called Bordetella bronchiseptica. This is the specific agitator that the common kennel cough vaccine is designed to target. However, this is only one small piece of a much larger, more complex puzzle. In my experience, Bordetella is often not even the primary instigator. It's a secondary opportunist that jumps in after the initial damage has been done. Many other pathogens, particularly viruses, can be part of this riot. These include the canine adenovirus type 2, the parainfluenza virus, the canine respiratory coronavirus, and even the canine herpes virus. These viruses can act alone, or more commonly, they team up, creating a powerful and synergistic infection that is incredibly difficult to treat with a single targeted approach. This is precisely why the vaccine can sometimes appear to be ineffective. It's like sending a single highly specialized police officer to stop a citywide riot that has multiple independent leaders. The vaccine might successfully neutralize the Bordetella bacterium, but it does absolutely nothing to protect your dog against the array of viral instigators that are often the ones who started the trouble in the first place. The real problem, the one that allows this riot to even happen, is not the mere presence of these germs, but a significant weakness in your dog's own internal security system, their immunity. These germs are what we call opportunistic pathogens. They are ubiquitous, meaning they are always present in the environment. At the dog park, in the soil, even in the air. They are constantly waiting for an opportunity, for a chink in the armor to strike. They look for a host whose defenses are down. This vulnerability can be caused by a multitude of factors. The stress of being in a new environment, the anxiety of being separated from their owner, the physiological strain of poor nutrition, or the presence of other underlying health issues that are already taxing the immune system. So, the true fundamental cause of a persistent or severe case of kennel cough is not just the germ itself, it's a compromised immune system that is unable to mount an effective defense. Our goal, therefore, must shift from simply trying to attack the individual invaders to something much more profound, strengthening the fortress walls from within, making your dog's body such a healthy and inhospitable place that these germs simply cannot gain a foothold and thrive. So, how do we accomplish that? How do we build that resilient, robust, and intelligent immune system for our dogs? This is the exact detailed 5-step method I guided Sarah through to help Finn finally break free from the debilitating cycle of his chronic cough. It's a holistic, multifaceted approach that supports and enhances the body's own incredible innate ability to heal and defend itself. First and most immediately, we focused on soothing the intense irritation in his throat and airways. A persistent, dry, hacking cough is incredibly taxing on a dog's body. It is physically exhausting and can be genuinely painful. Imagine having a severe tickle in your throat that you can't get rid of, one that keeps you up all night for weeks on end. It's a miserable experience. To provide some immediate and gentle relief, we turned to a simple yet profoundly powerful natural remedy: raw, unpasteurized honey. Many people are surprised to learn that raw honey is a veritable powerhouse of therapeutic properties. It is naturally antibacterial, antiviral, and anti-inflammatory. When a dog swallows it, the honey coats the raw, inflamed tissues of the throat, providing a soothing, protective layer that can calm the irritation and significantly reduce the frequency and severity of the coughing spells. I advised Sarah to give Finn, who is a medium-sized dog of about 45 pounds, 1 teaspoon of raw honey 2 to 3 times a day. For smaller dogs under 20 pounds, half a teaspoon is sufficient, and for larger breeds over 70 pounds, a full tablespoon can be used. It is absolutely critical to use raw, local, unpasteurized honey if possible. The high heat of the pasteurization process used for most commercial honey destroys the delicate enzymes and beneficial properties that make it so effective. This simple act of kindness to his throat was not a cure, but it was a crucial first step. It gave Finn's body a much-needed break from the constant physical strain of coughing, which was essential to allow his system to begin the deeper, more important work of healing. Second, we made a significant and immediate change to his diet to supercharge his immune system. This is a non-negotiable step. Many commercial dog foods, even the so-called premium or veterinarian recommended brands, are filled with highly inflammatory ingredients like corn, wheat, soy, and various artificial additives and preservatives. And these ingredients can create a state of chronic low-grade inflammation throughout the body. This constant inflammation acts like a persistent low-level alarm that the immune system always has to respond to. It's a major distraction, keeping the body's defenders busy fighting dietary fires, leaving them too depleted and disorganized to fight off real, acute invaders like the kennel cough pathogens. We immediately transitioned Finn to a simple, whole food-based diet. For a period of 2 weeks, we temporarily removed all processed kibble. We replaced it with a mix of gently cooked, lean protein, like boiled chicken breast or lean ground turkey, and a colorful array of mashed, well-cooked, vibrant vegetables. We specifically focused on orange and yellow vegetables like sweet potatoes and carrots, which are incredibly rich in beta-carotene, a precursor to vitamin A nutrient that is absolutely crucial for maintaining the health and integrity of the respiratory lining. We also added a significant portion of dark, leafy greens like lightly steamed kale and spinach, which are packed with antioxidants that help to neutralize the cellular damage caused by the infection. This dietary change accomplishes two critical things simultaneously. It removes the inflammatory burden, freeing up the immune system to focus on the real threat, and it floods the body with the high-quality, bioavailable nutrients it desperately needs to build strong, effective immune cells. Think of it as swapping out a soldier's daily rations of junk food and sugar for a nutrient-dense gourmet meal right before a major battle. You are giving them the superior fuel they need to perform at their absolute best and emerge victorious. Third, we introduced a protocol of targeted supplements to directly support his respiratory and immune function. While a pristine diet is the unshakable foundation of health, sometimes the body needs an extra concentrated push, especially when it's already under siege from an active infection. The first supplement we added was a high-quality omega-3 fish oil, specifically one rich in EPA and DHA. Omega-3 fatty acids are nature's most potent anti-inflammatories. They work systemically throughout the entire body to calm the fires of inflammation, including the inflammation in the irritated and swollen airways of the trachea and bronchi. The second supplement was a powerful herb that has been used for centuries, Echinacea. Echinacea is renowned for its ability to stimulate the immune system, essentially acting as a rallying cry, calling more immune cells, the body's soldiers, to the site of the infection. We used a glycerin-based tincture, which is more palatable and easier for dogs to digest than alcohol-based versions. We gave it to Finn twice a day for a period of 2 weeks. It's important to use Echinacea in cycles, typically 2 weeks on and 1 week off, as this pulsing strategy seems to keep it most effective. The final and equally crucial addition to his supplement regimen was a high-potency multi-strain probiotic. A staggering 70-80% of the immune system actually resides in the gut. A healthy, diverse gut microbiome teeming with beneficial bacteria is absolutely essential for a properly functioning immune system. The previous rounds of antibiotics that Finn had been on had likely acted like a bomb in his gut, wiping out the good bacteria along with the bad, leaving his internal ecosystem barren and compromised. Adding a high-quality probiotic helped to repopulate his internal garden with friendly allies, which in turn helps to strengthen his immune defenses from the inside out. Fourth, we meticulously focused on his environment and managing his exposure to potential irritants. When a dog's respiratory tract is already inflamed and raw, even mild, everyday irritants can feel like pouring salt on an open wound, triggering intense coughing fits and setting back the healing process. I had Sarah conduct a full irritant audit of her home. She immediately stopped using all scented candles, plug-in air fresheners, aerosol sprays, and harsh chemical cleaning products. These products release a cloud of volatile organic compounds, VOCs, into the air that can be incredibly irritating to a dog's highly sensitive airways. We also made sure his indoor environment was not too dry. Excessively dry air, especially in winter when heaters are running, can dehydrate the mucous membranes and worsen a dry cough. Using a simple cool mist humidifier, especially in the room where Finn slept at night, helped to keep his airways moist, soothed, and comfortable. We also made a simple but significant adjustment to his walks. Instead of using his regular collar, which can put direct pressure on the trachea and trigger coughing fits, we switched to a comfortable, well-fitting harness that distributed the pressure across his chest. We also chose our walking routes carefully, opting for open, grassy areas and avoiding dusty paths, construction sites, or places with heavy traffic and pollution. These seemingly small changes in his daily environment collectively removed a huge layer of additional stress, allowing his delicate respiratory system the calm, clean air it desperately needed to heal. Finally, the fifth and perhaps most important step of all was to ensure he was getting adequate, deep, restorative rest. Healing from any illness, especially a respiratory one, takes an enormous amount of metabolic energy. A dog that is constantly active, stressed, or anxious will have a much harder time recovering because their body's resources are being diverted elsewhere. I instructed Sarah to create a Gageus quiet, comfortable sanctuary for Finn, a safe space in a low-traffic area of the house where he could rest completely undisturbed. We significantly limited long, strenuous walks and replaced them with short, gentle strolls just for potty breaks. We also had to temporarily cut back on his favorite exciting play sessions, like fetch. This period of deep rest was not about depriving him of fun. It was about strategically redirecting all of his body's available energy toward the single, most critical task at hand, healing. Just as with humans, sleep and profound rest are the times when the body does its most significant and profound repair work. By giving him this precious gift of rest, Sarah allowed Finn's immune system to operate at its absolute full potential without being constantly drained by other physical or emotional demands. And what happened to Finn, the little border collie who was trapped in a seemingly endless cycle of coughing and misery? The results of this integrated 5-step approach were nothing short of remarkable, and they unfolded faster than Sarah had ever dared to hope. Within the first few days of starting the raw honey and making the dietary changes, she noticed that his coughing fits were becoming noticeably less frequent and, crucially, less intense. He was finally getting some real restorative sleep through the night, which was a huge relief for both of them. After a full week of the complete protocol, including the targeted supplements and the environmental adjustments, his bright, energetic personality started to shine through again. He was greeting her at the door with a furiously wagging tail, something he hadn't had the energy to do in weeks. By the end of the second week, the cough was almost completely gone. It was no longer the defining sound of their household. It was replaced by the happy, playful energy of a healthy, thriving young dog. Sarah was absolutely overjoyed. She told me with a smile that lit up her face that it felt like she had her best friend back from a long, dark journey. She had not just treated his cough, she had fundamentally transformed his health from the inside out. Finn's story is a powerful living testament to the body's incredible innate ability to heal itself when it is given the proper support and the right building blocks. It's a story that proves beyond any doubt that we need to look beyond the superficial symptoms and address the root cause of illness. This journey with Finn and Sarah perfectly and beautifully illustrates the higher wisdom that we must embrace as truly dedicated and conscious dog owners. The conventional approach to medicine, the one that is so prevalent today, often focuses on fighting a specific disease, on killing a particular germ with a powerful chemical. But true health, true unshakable resilience, is not built on a foundation of constant warfare. It is built on a foundation of unwavering support and cultivation. Our role as guardians of our dog's health is not just to be the general who sends in the chemical weapons to eradicate an enemy at any cost. Our more profound and effective role is to be the wise and patient gardener who diligently cultivates a thriving, vibrant, and balanced ecosystem within our dogs' bodies. An ecosystem so healthy, so robust, and so perfectly in harmony that the weeds, the opportunistic germs like Bordetella and the associated viruses, simply cannot find a patch of barren soil in which to grow. You, as your dog's devoted guardian, have the profound power to be that gardener. Every single meal you provide, every supplement you choose to give, every aspect of their environment that you control. It is all a daily opportunity to either strengthen their internal defenses or to inadvertently weaken them. This philosophy is not about rejecting conventional medicine outright. Vaccinations and medications certainly have their place and can be life-saving in acute emergency situations, but they are only one tool in a much larger, more comprehensive toolbox. True, lasting health, the kind that radiates from within, comes from an integrative, holistic approach, one that intelligently combines the best of modern science with the timeless, proven wisdom of nature. Now, I am truly curious to hear from you and learn from your experiences. Have you ever had an experience with a persistent kennel cough that just didn't seem to respond to conventional treatment? What natural remedies or alternative approaches have you tried with your own dogs that you found to be effective? Please share your stories, your successes, and your questions in the comments section below. Your experiences are incredibly valuable, and they help our entire community of dedicated dog lovers learn and grow together. We are all on this journey to provide the best possible life for our dogs, and your insights are a vital part of that collective wisdom. And if you found this information to be a source of hope and empowerment, if it has shifted the way you think about your dog's health, then please help us spread this important message by liking this video, subscribing to our channel, and clicking that little notification bell. You are helping us reach more dog owners who might be feeling just as lost, frustrated, and helpless as Sarah was. Together, we can change the conversation from simply fighting disease to proactively and joyfully building a lifetime of vibrant health for our beloved companions. Thank you for joining me today and for being such a committed advocate for your dog's well-being.